here for you. Fox 4 News starts now.
Hello, I'm Dan Godwin with a look at what's making news in North Texas. Dallas police are looking for the driver who hit an officer. The officer's body camera captured these images of the driver and passenger during a traffic stop yesterday morning. Police say the person hit the officer, then sped away on Jim Miller Road near Military Parkway. The officer had minor injuries and has been released from the hospital. The car is a black Dodge Challenger with faded matte paint on the hood, blacked out tail lights, and custom tail pipes. If you've seen it or know who's responsible, you are asked to call police. Fort Worth police say a man took his own life following a shootout with police. The officers responded to a burglary call around 9 last night near State Highway 121 and North Beach Street when they confronted the man. Police say the man had a handgun and fired at officers as he ran from them. Officers fired back, but police do not believe any rounds struck the man. They say the man fell as he ran along Highway 121, and that's when he shot himself. He was pronounced dead at a hospital.
When I hear of an incident like this happening, when I come out to a scene like this, it reminds me every single time that day after day, night after night, my officers are coming out here, never knowing what they're going to encounter. They were responding to a burglary call, and they ended up being shot at multiple times.
No police personnel were hurt. The 3 officers who fired their weapons are on routine administrative leave while the Fort Worth PD and the Tarrant County DA's office conduct their investigations. Police in Granbury, southwest of Fort Worth, are investigating what was inside candy that sent several middle school students to the hospital. The city says 8 Granbury middle school students ate the candy yesterday. It was shared by another student. All of the students are okay after being treated at a hospital. The city says the candy was tested for THC, the compound in marijuana that gets people high, came back negative. The city says more testing will be done as the investigation continues. Fort Worth ISD formally voiced its opposition to letting unlicensed religious chaplains work in its schools. Trustees voted unanimously last night in favor of a resolution that says the district won't authorize volunteer chaplains to serve in mental health roles. The move comes months after a state law was passed allowing Texas school districts to opt in or out. Board members in Fort Worth called that idea misguided.
Some of my dearest friends are clergy. I have a great respect for what they do and their role in this community. But they are not school counselors. And in fact, I think it's quite insulting to think that someone who isn't trained to be a school counselor can simply come in and be a school counselor.
The new law does require chaplains to pass a background check, but they do not need to be certified to work in schools. The vote in Fort Worth came one day after the nearby Keller ISD voted to approve letting religious advisors work in schools. Keller says chaplains will serve in volunteer roles and will not replace licensed counselors. Supporters welcomed the idea of providing spiritual guidance. A large number of opponents, though, spoke against it, saying it's part of a growing push to preach Christian beliefs to children in public schools. The board president said trustees are following directions from state law and not trying to mislead the public. Arlington ISD has found its new superintendent after months of searching. Dr. Matt Smith was named the lone finalist for the job after a unanimous vote from trustees. He comes from Belton ISD in Central Texas, where he's been superintendent since 2020. Smith has more than 20 years of administrative experience. He is set to sign his contract January 8th. AISD has had an interim superintendent since Dr. Marcelo Cavazos retired in August. The Plano City Council wrapped up its meeting without any disruptions after it was cut short Monday night. Mayor John Munz called for a recess after people in the crowd became disruptive Monday night. They wanted the city council to call for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war. Security also became a concern when police found an unclaimed backpack. The bomb squad gave the all clear and everyone went home for the night. The council meeting resumed yesterday with extra security. Yesterday's meeting only had a few items to cover and it ended in about 30 minutes. Coming up on Fox 4 News, spreading the holiday spirit to those in need, the special way the Dallas Stars helped some young fans celebrate the season.
And a few sprinkles, maybe even a couple of light showers can't be ruled out today, but the bulk of the rain still looks to arrive on Friday as our next storm system drops in. I'll have a closer look at your Wednesday forecast and a peek at the weekend coming up.
The Cowboys are getting ready to face another team in playoff contention Sunday in hopes of staying at the top of their division. Dallas will play in Buffalo Sunday afternoon here on Fox 4. It'll be their third straight tough test after home victories against Seattle and Philadelphia. The Cowboys have been in a similar position at this point in the season each of the last 2 years under coach Mike McCarthy. Team owner Jerry Jones said on his radio show the end result will be better this time around because of how well McCarthy and quarterback Dak Prescott work together.
The way he's playing in coordination with what Mike's wanting it to be on the offensive side of the ball. Understanding with maybe as a result of the time that he and Mike have spent together. I think Dak's adaptation to what Mike wanted to, the direction he wanted us to go in, is big.
The Cowboys and Bills kick off at about 3:25 Sunday. As we mentioned here on Fox 4, we'll have a full recap that night on the late edition of Fox 4 News and Free for All.
Well, the changes are here and things will continue to change over the next several days. Yesterday, we topped out in the mid-60s, which is actually above normal for this time of year. Average high temperatures are in the upper 50s as our roller coaster of highs continues after record-tying high temperatures last week. A little bit of a cool down as we headed into the weekend, and then more mild yesterday. We'll only be in the 50s over the next few afternoons, and I'll talk about why that is. First, there is a lot going on with a couple of disturbances moving overhead across the Lone Star State, and this is not our main storm system. In fact, that main storm system over the next 24 hours will still be parked across New Mexico before it eventually arrives, tracks to the north and northwest, and brings us some shower chances. Satellite and radar, these clouds are going to stay put with a couple of exceptions. I wouldn't be surprised if areas east of I-35 actually see a few breaks in the clouds. Out west and definitely to the south, that's where those shower chances will be a little bit more prevalent. So as far as coverage is concerned, we're looking at about 10 to 20% coverage of those light showers, maybe a few spotty sprinkles, especially the farther south and southwest that you live. Now, that being said, areas to the south and east could also see a few sprinkles. We did see a couple earlier this morning down near the Palestine area, and I wouldn't be surprised as that disturbance continues to cross overhead if we continue to see a few sprinkles here and there. So our temperature cast, kind of a wide range of afternoon high temperatures. Out west, where the clouds will stay put and those light showers look to continue, we'll likely see cooler high temperatures. In the Metroplex, it's going to be close to the 60-degree mark and then a little bit warmer out east. Tomorrow, more of the same. We start a little bit more mild as temperatures likely climb back up to about 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Another thing that we're going to be watching, whether or not we see a few breaks in the clouds later today and more than likely throughout the day tomorrow. I do think that these shower chances today are slightly higher than what we expect to see tomorrow, and then everything looks to change by Friday. So let me show you that with our futurecast. Again, dry air working its way in from the east. That means that the bulk of the activity as far as showers are concerned will stay to the west and to the south through the rest of the day today. Tomorrow, a slightly drier day. Still can't rule out a couple of showers out west. And then on Friday, as that main storm system crosses overhead, that's when we'll see the bulk of the rain, likely through the first half of the day. Coverage at about 80%. And as the clouds stay locked in and that moisture arrives, I do expect high temperatures to stay in the 50s, start in the low 50s, and likely not move through the rest of the day. So here's kind of a closer look at what that system looks like. That area of low pressure crossing in from New Mexico will bring the most in the way of the widespread rain chances on Friday. Coverage a whole lot higher than both today and tomorrow. We dry out as we head into the weekend as that storm system exits to the east and northeast, but still not before a pretty decent shot at some showers. The heaviest rain looks to stay to the west and northwest. We could pick up about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a 1/2 inch closer to the Metroplex by the time that storm system pulls away. So on your forewarned 7-day forecast, again, coolest day with the chilly rain looks to be on Friday. That system pulls out of here Saturday morning, leaving us with a few extra clouds. Finally, some breaks in the clouds Saturday afternoon as highs stay in the 50s.
Dallas Cowboys player and a popular fast food franchise teamed up to help kids. Cornerback Jordan Lewis met fans yesterday at the Cowboys-themed Raising Canes in North Dallas. The event helped raise money for Jordan's charity foundation. It benefits at-risk youth in Dallas and in Lewis's hometown of Detroit. The foundation offers things like educational workshops, free youth football camps, and programs aimed at easing food insecurity.
My foundation works with student athletes from the ages of 8 to 18, and we really just want them to get exposure. A lot of them are football athletes, so we want to get them exposure to, collegiate programs.
Raising Cane's restaurants across the Metroplex donated $25,000 from yesterday's proceeds to Lewis's foundation. The Dallas Stars Foundation helped spread some holiday cheer for children and families in need. The Stars teamed up with National Life Group for yesterday's holiday event to support Vogel Alcove. That organization helps homeless families in North Texas. There were holiday meals, fun activities, and a visit from Santa yesterday at Dallas's Old City Park. Stars mascot Victor E. Green also showed up to put smiles on kids' faces. And that's a look at what's making news in North Texas. For news anytime, it's fox4news.com.